Hey, my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is staying safe, trying to stay cool if it's hot where you are, trying to stay mentally balanced with all the bullshit going on currently. This is going to be for you, Taurus. This is your monthly. We're going to do 4 rows for each week of the month. Let me see. For those of you that are feeling kind of just out of sorts and anxious, let me just remind you, it is never a bad time to take care of yourself. So if that means you need to go sit down somewhere, log off your computer, off the news, whatever, and give your mind and your soul a break, it is not a bad thing, even if it's just for 5 minutes. There's a lot going on, obviously. And a lot of people are upset. A lot of people ain't upset. So depending on where you are in that whole scheme of things, take a moment, take a breath. Think before you speak. I know y'all like, yeah, my mama. I'm just telling you, because I can see what's going on. And we, as Tauruses, are probably the most likely to just pop off, especially with things that we've held for a long time, however that's resonating with you. And not just in terms of what's going on in America, but in your relationships. It feels like some of you may have been just kind of sitting on some shit. Now you're getting tired. Tired of sitting on it. So, one of the cards that I did see out of the big stack repeatedly while I was shuffling was the spiritual strength. So I know it is time for us to take an inward look, look at what we practice in terms of what we believe, and anything that is outdated, outmoded, needs some review, throw it out, let it go if it's bringing you down, if it's keeping you from being prosperous, if it's keeping you from being the person that you want to be. Let that bullshit go. At any rate, this is your monthly. I've already shuffled and cut the cards. Thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed. I love you so much. Thank you so much. If you have not, please feel free to do so. Hit the little bell down there, wherever it happens to be, so you can be notified when I upload. Yeah, it's a trippy time. That's all I can say. It's just trippy. It's a month of self-reflection. It is a month of creativity. It is a month of getting everything together, because once we come out of these retrogrades, that's including Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury, you're going to need your running shoes. Ain't going to be no time to sit down, watch some TV, worry about coronavirus and the rest of that shit. It's going to be time to get up and do what you need to do. Your window of opportunity this year is going to be split. So you'll probably see the first full little window of opportunity, whether it's love or professional, between January, Lord Jesus, between July and the 1st of September. Then we get the oopsie-eyed in October. A lot of weird things just going on planetarily towards the end of the year. And then it'll pick back up again right around Thanksgiving. So anything that you've been trying to manifest, if you've been coming up with the duds are getting ready to hit the dough, and the real shit's on the way. If you've been trying to make big changes, moving, thinking about having kids, that kind of stuff, once again, we're working in these windows of opportunity that's split. So it's a really good time if you're doing it, like I said, between July and September, or Thanksgiving or shortly thereafter. Any of those times are good. The in-between times are going to be just kind of funky. So just be mindful of that. I was doing a lot of reading today as far as the planetary energy is concerned. So it's a hard year for all of us, but for Taurus it may be a little strange because everything is moving. There's nothing stationary. As soon as we think we get comfortable and with one thing, time to do something else. So here we go for the month of June 2020. Overall energy, self-discipline, pulls the Queen of Swords, fertility, pulls the Chariot. And a reminder, I do my cards straight up, but don't do reversals. The first week, the week that we are in, spirituality is pulling the Two of Cups. Patience and planning is pulling the Fool card. The truth is pulling the Hermit. No coincidence. Next week, passion ignited, pulling the Three of Swords. Movement, choices, and decisions, pulling the Eight of Cups. Nature is pulling the Nine of Swords. Third week, time out, pulling the King of Cups. Choose wisely, pulling the Justice card. Spiritual career, pulls Magician. Last week of the month, rejoice and celebration, pulls the Moon card. Effort, pulls the Three of Cups. Fulfillment of wishes, pulls the Emperor. So we got a mixed bag going on, a lot of different shit. So today is Monday, June 1st. So just in lieu of the circumstances going on right now, self-discipline with the Queen of Swords, most people, I'm going to say, are probably feeling this. It's just really about the business, what needs to be done, not necessarily what wants to be done. And that's where you are right now, trying to limit your exposure, not only to coronavirus, and probably to some of the political crap going on. And a lot of you are feeling cautious. So you are definitely coloring within the lines. You are definitely writing your full name in the upper left-hand corner. And you are definitely trying to practice some self-discipline, just in terms of how you're managing things just in the short term. This is the front end of your overall energy. The part that's holding you down. It's a fertility card with the Chariot. While all of this is going on, a lot of you are sitting back and thinking what your next move is going to be. This is major energy. Which direction you're going to go, particularly those of you looking for love. Thinking hard. And that's not just babies. That card is not just about babies. It's about creation, the manifestation of something. Could be a baby, but probably not. For most of you, really resonating more for trying to manifest good partnerships, not just in love, but in business as well. Some of you are really thinking about taking a turn, making a different turn for your career. Others of you are thinking about taking a big risk, big turn in your love life. So this is the part of your overall energy that's holding you down and kind of silently guiding you in whichever direction you're trying to get to. We get to this week, the Two of Cups on top of spirituality. Many of you are just kind of floating around. You're not really connected to any one person. If you are able to focus inwardly for a minute, you may see somebody coming your way. So that's the best way that I can put the Two of Cups in this instance. So for some of you, it's really as basic as you might be going to church, and you never know. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it up against the wall. But for a lot of you, this is about reaffirming whatever spiritual practices you have. And as you're doing this, you may be including a current partner, or you may meet a potential mate in some kind of spiritual endeavor. A lot of you are moving away from a lot of the material stuff and trying to get into things that are a little more out there, a little more intuitive, a little less in the physical world, trying to get yourself situated, if that makes any sense, spiritually, because some of you may have been bouncing back and forth between different beliefs, and you're trying to move forward in a different path. Just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open, because you never know. A lot of times when it comes to our spirituality, we don't really necessarily want to think about romance. But many times that's the best way to go. Somebody that believes as you believe, or that understands things the way that you understand them, because spirituality is definitely about understanding how your spirit moves. Oh, there you go. So keep your eyes open. For some of you, this may be an old somebody trying to come back, and this is where you connect from a spiritual level this time, and maybe not from a financial or a material resource level. So it would definitely be a step up for a lot of you in terms of the connection. But keep your eyes open. With the Fool on top of the patience and planning, it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of like just weighing your options and taking a calculated risk. Once you take that risk, though, it's going to require that you be patient. Taurus, we're good for being patient until we're tired of being patient. And people don't understand that. I thought Taurus was just so patient, but you're not patient. I've been waiting for 20 years, but you won't. So I want to say investments because that's the word that's floating around in my face right now. Some of you may be taking a risk, a short-term risk. This is not long-term, just trying to get your money back together with the market crashing, this, that, and the other. Maybe your 401k, so you may be looking at different options in the short term to get your cash flow for retirement back up. Be patient and plan what you're doing. Because a lot of times when it comes to money and finances, is acute as we try to be, our financial acumen, if you will, that we're so well known for, a lot of times we just kind of take it for granted and we don't always pay attention to the details. So take that risk, but plan, be patient doing. The outcome will be okay. Just be patient and plan it out. If you are looking for something to turn around in 5 years or 2 years or 3 years or whatever the case may be, make sure that you have all of your other necessaries covered, because you don't want to invest so much or contribute to a project and not see the returns until so far down the road where it ain't gonna matter no way. So be mindful of the details. Anything financial, it's okay to take a short term, but long term right now probably not so much. To get to the end of this week, this is all going back to your spirituality, and getting to the truth of the matter. Some of us, our belief systems are changing. We don't believe the same things we believed 5 years ago, 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago, however that's resonating with you, and more major energy. And I think this came up in the weekend update, if I'm not mistaken, or the weekly update. You're going to have to just take this, you're going to have to take the time. There's a lot of us. I got 2 journals laying in my bed right now, and every night before I go to sleep, sleepy as I am sometimes, I'll force myself to get some shit on paper. Either what I want to do, what I'm trying to manifest, however it is. I'm not lost. I'm not confused. I just need to get it and get the thought processes going in the direction that I want to go in. And this requires facing some fucked up truths about yourself. I have recently had to face some fucked up truths about myself. I'm not for no bullshit. Period. With a T at the end. Just not. And that's something I have to deal with because I'm holding people in a lot of different situations at a much higher standard than other people are. And so that means a lot of times when shit don't work out, it just don't work out. Even if a lot of it is good, if everything is not tickety-tickety-top, deuces, I'm out. So that's a hard truth to hear about myself, but at the end of the day, that's my truth. And once you know your truth, can't nobody fuck with you. That's just really it in a nutshell. When you know about you, your fears, the things that bring you joy and pleasure, the things that upset you, make you angry, when you know your truth, can't nobody fuck with you because you already know about you. So they can't put you in no kind of trick bag and fuck you up, put you in the corner, how you looking stupid. This is a double down on that. Take the time to make sure you know you. Once again, when we get out of all these retrogrades, it's going to be on and popping on a whole lot of different levels. And if you are hesitant and that self-confidence is not there because you haven't taken the time, it's major energy, it's going to be a hot hell mess along with the rest of the summer. So just bear that in mind as much as you can. It doesn't have to be a whole 3-hour block of your time. Like I said, I do it before I go to sleep. A lot of times my eyes are half closed before I even walk in the bedroom. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes goes a long way towards helping you manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest. Second week, passion's ignited. You may be dealing with someone from your past, and maybe they don't have the greatest history with you. This is what I'm going to say about this. It's a saying that I know that a person said a long time ago, about 100 years ago actually. You don't go back to the person that broke you. So if you're dealing with somebody that broke you, and you know how broke resonates with you, it may be just a situation where you need to just make sure there's closure and the wounds are healed as best they can, so you can move forward and get some passion ignited somewhere else. For others of you, you may need to look at the person, and for every individual this will resonate differently, but you may need to look at the person to see, have they grown up? Have they really changed? Singing a different tune, but have, you pulled all this shit before, how am I trusting you right now? When you get those questions answered to your satisfaction, that's when the fireworks will start. So it's really about getting the emotional shit in alignment, either letting things go or reviewing things and reassessing them, and then just going with the flow. It's going to be different, like I said, for each of you. Grandmama say, eat the fish, leave the bones. If there are situations with an ex where there was some jealousy, do your best to communicate how you were feeling. I'm not in any way condoning going back to somebody that was abusive or, excuse me, that made you feel less than, and you're not 100% sure they're not past all of this. But it's that intellectual shit. If you have questions that you want answered, and you run it into this person, now's a good time. Sit down and have a civil conversation. Now, this is kind of poppy environment and shit popping off every 10 minutes. But Taurus, I trust you. You know how to ground yourself without popping off and sharpening your horns for somebody saying something stupid. Just know, if you have a conversation with an ex, they may be saying they've grown up, matured, and may turn around and say something totally stupid and immature. Just be mindful of that. It could be because of the energy. It could be because they're faking and they're not telling you the whole truth. But you're going to have to use your intuition to figure that part of it out. Once you get done doing all that bullshit, then you'll know what direction you need to go in. And that it is sitting catacorny to this justice card and to choose wisely. It's no mistake. Just hold that thought. Movement, choices, and decisions. It's kind of the same energy, really, just kind of flowing through, and it's just in a different way. Emotionally, it's cup cards. Getting up off them cups and getting off emotional roller coasters, so you can have some positive movement forward, make some good choices and decisions. And that, you see, that's covering everything from the airlines to the wedding ring. Come on now. Emotionally, getting emotionally stable. And a lot of us right now are not emotionally stable. Some of y'all have been in the house literally since the end of March, and it is already the first part of June. Some of you have been in and out of the house since the end of March, and it is now the first part of June. Some of y'all ain't been in the house since the end of March, and it is now the first part of June. You've been working just that hard through this pandemic, figuring out how to get off that emotional, cuppy, rocky ass shit and getting onto some solid ground, looking at everything around you, even doing a little balancing act here to get on. And some of you may be going through all kind of other things, I'm just saying, in the midst of all of this stuff. And so you may literally just be trying to do a balancing act emotionally right now. This indication is that by the time we get to the end of next week, you should be able to see your way through. It may be a little rough going, but once you get moving and you see where the solid ground is, then here we go with the movement, choices, and decisions. Again, the Hermit and the Truth are going to play a big part this month. Just know that part. And so as much time as you can get in the closet, in the bathroom, in the tub, in the shower, in the car, walking to the bus stop, wherever you have those few moments by yourself, it would not be a bad idea to come up with some kind of mantra or chant, just so you can get yourself in alignment with what you're trying to do and get yourself emotionally balanced so you can make some good movement, choices, and decisions. What the hell else? We get to the end of next week, getting grounded, getting back to basics, nature, what the hell? Even for some of you, getting laid. Let me just put it where the hell it is, so you can get the hell out of your head with all the crazy shit. And a lot of y'all are just up in your head with crazy shit, because again, since the end of March, you've either been out the whole time, in the whole time, or in and out the whole time, and here we are, 1st of June. That can just do shit to your psyche and your mentality. Get grounded, Taurus. Get laid if you need to. Yes, I said that. Go have a drink. Go look at a bear. Go look at a monkey, a kangaroo, a giraffe on YouTube, at the zoo, however you can get it in. But to get yourself grounded so that you can get literally out of your head with all the extra, and that's just kind of reverberating right back up over here, getting some emotional stability. We get to the 3rd week. It's about a timeout, but I'm also, there's Pisces, a Cancer for some of you that you might need to get a timeout from, maybe a Scorpio, maybe somebody with some Sagittarius in their natal chart. Somebody that has just taken it to the next level. You just may need to just get a time out from that person. For some others of you, this is work related. Addiction is here. Addiction is all in my hand right now. So people that you've been dealing with that have been overdoing, over drinking, over smoking, over all of it, just over. Every time you see them, they got a damn cup in their hand with some alcohol in it. Every time, from 8 in the morning to 2 o'clock in the morning. Time to take your time out. And it's bringing me right back here. They may be contributing to some of this tipped over cup shit. I'm just saying. And it can also be a co-worker, probably for far less of you. But it can be somebody that you work with and they just, they come in with that addictive personality. It's just too much. They whine, they bitch, they complain. They do not know how to just chill it. Or you can't get them to say anything. However, whichever way that goes for you, however that's resonating. Whatever the case may be, you may need to mentally just pull yourself away from that situation for a hot second, especially for those of you that are dealing with fairly new people in your life, lovers, boyfriends, girlfriends, partners, situationships type things. You might need to just take a break because it's becoming too much. It's too much chill and not enough milling around for you, Taurus. So if a timeout is needed, take it, however that's resonating with you. Choose wisely with the Justice. That starts right here. So you may, a lot of you are going to have a lot of options this month. I know y'all like, nah, I only had 2 last month. I can't do it. Yeah, you might have 5 this month. I'm just saying. And some of those choices may be X's. And if you had a lot of choices last month, you will have more choices this month. I'm just saying. We're carrying it around like that, Taurus. We really are. And there are people that are jealous of us. People that regret not getting with us or staying with us. Come on. I got to bring him back up. You can take that time every day. It'll help you get in balance. Some of you may be dealing with a Libra that's just been kind of hanging out in the willows and shit. Bringing it in balance. the universe is going to have a hand in this. But the more balanced, the more grounded you are, Taurus, the better it's going to be. At the end of all of that, choose wisely. And that ain't no damn joke, because that's major energy sitting on top of it. So, those of you that are in the process of looking for a mate, a spouse, a person, even in business, I'm not going to say take your time, because that's not really an accurate reading of the energy. I'm going to say do your homework. And for those of you that are uber smart and can do like math problems in like 2.2 seconds, this is going to be a no-brainer for you. Those of us that don't do math so well, that's going to be another issue. But do your homework. If you are getting into a situation, and doing your homework can take a week, can take a month, can take a year. But do your homework, however this is resonating with you. I don't want to tell you to take your time, because that's not accurate. It is kind of, but it isn't. The bigger thing is doing your homework, asking the right questions so you can get the answers that you need. And sometimes it takes a little strategic thinking, especially with partners, potential mates. You want to ask those questions. You almost want to do it like you're in court. Come on now. You want to ask those questions before you go any further. Things that you think might be, could have been a red sign, a red flag, I'm sorry. Ask. Do you always drink this much? Come on now. Not communicative? I'm just saying. These are things that are just popping up. Ask those questions, Taurus, because you don't want to get into something and the shit not be the way you want it, because simply you didn't ask the kind of questions you should have asked before you went too far. Choose wisely. That's the best thing, and I'm going to use that as the centerpiece for the whole month. Choose wisely. Think about your choices, especially when it's coming to mates and partners. We get to the end of the third week, we're looking at spiritual career with the Magician. Have some damn faith. Have some faith and work your magic, and just expect the best out of everything that you're doing, because you got everything that you need. Flowers under the table and shit, starlight outside. You got everything that you need to make it happen. Have some faith. Think back to your spiritual career. Think back to times when you thought it wasn't going to be, and damn it, you had a little bit of faith and it was. You got everything that you need, just like the Magician, to make it be what you need it to be. Have some faith, expect the best, and you got this. And that is particularly true about educational endeavors. Some of you may be, I don't know, nursing school is coming up. Some of you may be trying to go back to nursing school or get into nursing school. Persevere. Don't give up. You've got the resources to do what you need to do. Have some faith. That loud pink. You know, when you got faith, you have confidence. And to put on a dress that color, that's just courageous. That's seriously walking on faith. I know I look good in this dress. That's faith too. Have some faith. A lot of y'all might be like, the fuck? Faith in what? Just have some faith. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, like I said, particularly on the professional front, school, education, all of that, have some faith. Don't give up on what you want to do. You got everything that you need going for you right here. Get to the end of the month, there will be a point to rejoice. And all these threes on the damn table, there should be. There will be a point to rejoice. For some of you, it will be just this. And it may not be that you get back together with this person, but you may feel a sense of relief because you had a chance to get some closure with this person. For others of you, you may have talked through this shit, sideways, upside down, however, and you may decide, end of the month, Venus goes straight again after the 25th. Oh, you may decide. And see, the moon card popping up here is really resonating with you dealing with your fears and being okay with the decisions that you're making, however you're making them. Again, that is sitting catacorny over here to the choose wisely. It's no mistake. It is not. So again, my little nighttime card up here, dealing with the truth. And for some of you, this is not a big deal. It may feel like it's a big deal, but just knowing who you are and what you're good with. And see, just because somebody else is not good with what you're good with, you ain't got nothing to do with that. You should only be worried about what you're good with. And if everybody else can't take a damn joke, we'll tell them to kiss your ass. It's pretty much where we are with this. But once you get to that point, and I'm saying, I don't think for a lot of you this is going to be no big hurdle. When you get to this point of, okay, I know who I am, I know what I want, I know what I expect, passion, that's moon card now. Get past your fears and get to some passion and have a reason to rejoice in celebration. I'm just saying. And then it shows up again in the daytime. I dug it. Effort. The effort that you put into believing that you can, you will, you are. Just that effort. There's a thread of perseverance and faith in this, even though you may not be able to see the end just yet, or how long or how far your path is just yet, because everything is all foggy and retrograde and stupid and shit. It's there. Even though you can't see it, it's there. And if you just take a minute and get grounded. These are the threads that are running through this reading. Just take a minute and get grounded. Think about what you want. Think about your truth and who you are. And how you want other people to treat you. How you want a male, a female, whatever. How you want your partner to treat you. Time to get down here. All that effort, whoop, well, it paid off. I dog it. And no, I don't have a sense that anybody's going to pop up pregnant. That doesn't mean that some of you won't. But that's not the predominant energy here. The predominant energy is a very creative thing. And it feels like it's just up and coming pumpkins and roses. Hello. Everything is not going to be peachy. But if you know what direction you want to go in, if you know what your expectations are, if you know who you are, you deal with the pumpkins. Shit, make some pumpkin pie. What the hell? Just saying. Your effort, when you get to the end of the month, you should see your effort start to pay off. And things that may have felt blocked prior to will open up for you. At the very, very end, it's about the fulfillment of wishes. See, it wasn't all bad. And the Emperor. And deciding what direction you want to go with your fulfillment of your wishes. I'm just saying. So, it's a lot of work up here. It's a lot of faith up here and trusting the process. But at the end of it, stick your finger out the window and see which way the wind's blowing. And know that your wishes, some of you will see literally whatever it is you're trying to manifest walk right into your life. And then at that point, it'll be up to you to decide what direction you want to go in with it. Whether it's a person, a thing, moving, whatever. Good feeling about this, but you gotta, it's all coming right back here. You're going to have to put some effort in this month. So you can get to that. Ultimately, this is the end card. This is what you're trying to get to. So whatever you need to do to get this, do it. And if that means you need to take some time out, it means you need to let some people go, it means you need to regroup and get grounded, do it. Do it. Call on your joy guides. Don't get all serious and shit, and that is definitely taking me right back up here. All this stern, rigid energy. Call on your joy guides. Find something to smile about. Intuition. Just talk about it. Intuition. And following your intuition, especially when it comes to decision making. That part right there. And if you can get that hermit moment or moments going, you'll start to see and feel some things a little clearer. But rely on your intuition. I'm going to take it. It's the learn card. Learn what you can. And again, that goes back to asking questions. Asking hard questions. Getting into situations. Doing it like a fucking attorney would do. What would Judge Judy do if she was prosecuting this case? And a lot of times getting into relationships is like prosecuting a case. You got to speak up for the things that you want. You got to be willing to compromise for the things the other person wants. That's a lot of court right there. But in this instance, it's about asking those questions and doing it in such a way that you get the answers that you're looking for. Not necessarily the answers that you want, but the ones that you need to hear, the questions that you need answers to. Learn what you need to learn. And if it's not for you, let it go. If it is, embrace it, learn from it, and move ahead. What else we got? Some of you need to close the door. And once again, it's taking me right back up here. Knowing what your triggers are, knowing your personal truths. So you can close the door on some bullshit, because you may have some people in your life that know you better than you know you. They know your truth better than you know your truth. And they're just plucking your nerve right now. You may need to close the door. It might be one of the things you need to let go this month. Let them deal with their own little red wagon, but you close the door on whatever relationships or situationships that aren't serving you at this point. Following your intuition, that instant feedback. Keep smiling. Ain't no sense in walking around with the resting bitch face and shit. Keep smiling. Keep smiling. There's a lot of good things going on despite all the bullshit going on. There's a lot of good people out here doing a lot of good things in spite of. So keep smiling. One more, universe, please. Be selective. And choose wisely shit. Asking the right doggone questions. Be selective. Be selective. And in being selective, it kind of all goes together. You know, you're getting the wrong answers to the right questions. Your intuition kind of telling you something a little off. Be selective. Let all of those things guide you. Let your intuition guide you. You see red flags. Let those guide you. Away from, out of. Just saying. Be selective. Not going to kill you. Taurus, I love you. I'm going to leave this here. I hope it helps. Please be mindful that we are in some really fucked up energy right now. Mars is ready to start tap dancing here in a day or two. And we're in Mercury pre-shadow. towards the end of the week, and I've read this in several places, and I can't tell you exactly. Just go read what you read, you'll see it, or go listen to whomever else you listen to. You'll probably hear it again. But the end of the week, just be aware of where you are. We call it situational awareness. Just be aware. If you're in the store, it's people. I went to the store today. No, yesterday. And dude just with his cart, move out of the way. He was talking to another guy. I'm like, oh, wow. So people out here are hostile, and a lot of them are just being hostile because of a lot of other things going on in their life, and not necessarily for anything that's going on politically in this country. So be mindful of that. Say a prayer before you walk out the house. Cloak yourself in light as you do. Anyway, I know you do. I love you, Taurus. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.